Everybody to this open Zoom. Patricia, Garrett, my friend, Tony, Giovanni, Logan, nice to see you. Jim, there with the coffee. Ronald, welcome. So that's just the direction of whatever seems to be happening, or whatever thoughts seem to suggest to be happening, or whatever is felt to be happening. As far as it seems, sitting in a Zoom meeting, words, sounds, people sitting, laughing, looking serious. Maybe there's an idea that there's something to get tonight. Maybe my head will pop or not for the second time or the no time. I mean, there's just this. This is it. And there isn't even a this to be it or to not be it. Just whatever seems to be the case. There's no way of knowing whatever is happening, as there's no you as a separated someone or no one besides this. And there isn't even a this to have a besides. That's it basically, and not even. There's more words, more suggestions, beliefs, or whatever you seem to call it or claim to call it. And so thinking there's a you and life may just simply stop or not. It may intensify. There may be an idea that you have a life and that you have to take care of it. And if you don't do it in a proper way, it will all go to waste. There may be a belief or a thought or a suggestion that if I don't do the right things, then I will end up somewhere in hell. And that, the idea that you are able to end up somewhere or that you are already here is just simply this. There's just a so-called self-referential loop, and there's no one making the loop. There's just this. We can call it life, we can call it God, we can call it the self, we can call it energy, but there's no separated you doing the youing or a separated self doing the selfing or separated this doing this or a separated life doing the life. There's just whatever seems to be or not seems to be, which is basically all there seems to be already. And there's no way to escape this. There's no door through which you came or through which you can leave this. This whole so-called life already never started for you waiting in a certain soul chamber ready to get the body and to start living. There was already no separated you before the so-called beginning of this. As a you separated from this, for whom this started. So anyone wants something to share? Maybe Rosa? Or are you still shocked with the Zoom bombers?
Oh, not really. This is
Okay.
kind of not so interesting. Sweetheart, I just have a question. How do you know?
Oh, I don't know. This is just what's coming out. I mean, this is not it, so how do you know I know? How do you know I know?
Hmm, it's just coming out, the question.
Great. Well, that's it. Yeah. So there may be an innocent belief that someone knows this, or that there are those who knows this. There maybe is a belief or a thought that there are those who knows what the hell is going on, what this is. And there's maybe a following of the so-called people who claim they know. and there's nothing more to it. There's nothing wrong with following certain people or believing that they know. Believing that they know may just simply stop. Believing that there are so-called characters or people or gurus or non-gurus, who knows, may just simply stop. The interest for following certain characters may just simply reside. I mean, this is not about knowing or not knowing. I mean, thinking that there is something to know or believing that there is something to know may just simply stop. But anyway, who knows that? Who knows? I mean, I can say no one knows. There's just another knowing. Who's there to know that no one knows? Or that anyone knows to begin with? So it's not so much about knowing or not knowing. It's not about anything in particular, as in something else. So let me ask a question to make it funny. So is there anyone here tonight who can explain how it feels to feel separate? Anyone? Please share. How does it feel to feel like a me? How does it feel to be? Please, because I'm curious. I have no goddamn clue how it feels to be separate
It
or to
do
feel
not
like a
feel
me.
good. It do not feel very good.
It doesn't feel good. Okay.
No, I agree with that. I feel like I'm a me, and I don't like it particularly. I'd rather not be a me.
Yeah, but how does it feel? You're saying I don't like it, but how does it feel?
Well, in the body, it feels full of tension, and if I don't do the right thing, I'm gonna make a mess of the things. It feels like that.
And how do you know, Gary, that that tension is not feeling like a me or feeling separate? How do you know that that tension
I,
is the not feeling separate or the feeling like a me? How do you know?
I I'm not sure how I know actually, but
Or is there just a thought telling you that the tension in the body is the feeling of feeling a me or feeling separate?
yes, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
So this whole storytelling may just simply stop,
it may do.
or it won't. I mean, there's nothing wrong with feeling a tension and calling that tension the tension of a me or the tension of feeling separate. It's already just simply what it is. The whole self-referential story is just playing on its own, so to say.
Yes.
So can anyone tell how it feels to be here? And how are you sure that you really are here? Tell me.
I am not sure.
Great. Because there's no way to be sure. There may be thoughts telling you, which is already just a so-called thought, that you are sitting in a Zoom meeting.
I could be living in the matrix.
Yes.
One thing seems to be certain, that from the sense of being separate, you cannot be whole. There is nothing that the sense of separation can do in order to be whole. Because When I am not, I am everything. I don't know if you get if these words are right for anyone.
But
I
when
am
I'm,
not.
how do you mean
When I'm not.
I'm everything?
Say that again.
How do you mean when I am not, I am everything? Is there a feeling of being everything there?
No, I cannot say that.
No.
It's
So it's just another thought that if you don't feel like someone, you feel like everything, and that's everything. It's just another belief.
could be, but it makes lots of sense, right?
I
Because
don't know. Does it?
there is no I. Yeah, you
Well,
mean the
who knows that?
sensation?
There's only I. We can say there's only I. There's
You
only
can
I.
say that. Yeah,
But who knows that in a way? I mean, there's no separated I to know if there's only I or more eyes or whatever.
yeah, I know. That's a good question. Yeah, I think it's the other way around. When there is something knowing, it rings a bell saying that it's wrong. It's just a thought.
Well, I don't
We
want
are
to say
full
that
of,
there's anything wrong with thoughts, Giovanni. Um, Basically, saying that the thought is wrong is, we can say that's just another thought that the thought is wrong.
yes.
This is not so much about wrong, calling thoughts wrong or right. There may be a thought suggesting that thoughts are wrong or that thoughts are right, but there's nothing more to it. And even that,
But
more
but you
thoughts.
ask the question. You ask the question, who knows it, right? There is no answer to this.
No.
There is no answer. But if an answer comes up, it's probably a thought. Okay, I'm not calling it right or wrong. But the saying that it's a thought maybe leads to the correct answer, right?
Or can there be a
If you
correct answer? All
yeah,
answers are correct or incorrect.
well, these are just words I'm using, right?
Yeah, I know it's all words, it's all suggestions, it's all thoughts, it's all words, it's all sounds, yes. But can there be such an answer as a correct answer or a wrong answer as an absolute?
No, I don't think so. No.
No. So here there's just curiosity how it feels to be here, how it feels to be separate, how it feels to be a man or a woman or whatever, a human, because those things never really played here. I'm goddamn curious how it would feel.
Never. You say never.
No,
When you were a teenager,
never.
that's interesting.
Well, I don't know. What's this? I mean, interesting. So here to say there's nothing special in that sense. I mean, of course, anything can be found interesting, but that's nothing more to it than finding it interesting. Here, there's not finding it interesting or special or whatever, when it's already just simply what it is, or whatever it seems to be. The lack of feeling separate, the lack of feeling a me, the lack of feeling to be here. It doesn't mean that there's a feeling of wholeness here either. There's not a feeling of separateness, but there's not a feeling of wholeness either. I've no goddamn clue how that should feel, to feel whole. Nor do I have a feeling of being here, nor the feeling of not being here. So I'm just wondering, when we come to these meetings, I want to know, how does it feel to feel separate? How does it feel to be? So I would say here there was also always an interest when people were saying that they really had a life, that there was a sensation of them having a life. There was an interest how in the hell that would feel. How does it feel to have a life? Tell me.
Well, there is a sense of responsibility, which is, you know, of being an autonomous, responsible, separate being. And it wakes, it's a luggage.
But
You
how
have
does
to
it feel?
decide, you have to decide what to do every moment, every second, every hour.
Yeah, but this is a story. How does it feel?
Oh yeah, I am describing a story. You mean, how does it feel, like a sensation, a feeling?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, it would
We got
be,
more shit coming on.
looks like a pig.
It's a lot a lot of stuff today. No, sorry, Giovanni, I understand, but so is there an actual feeling to have a life?
No,
Is there an actual feeling of being here, or is there so-called thoughts suggesting that there's a you sitting here doing a Zoom meeting?
yeah, that's just an appearance, right?
Yes.
I would
But when you
say,
ask, how does it, yes,
so
when you ask, how does it feel, like the sensation, it's hard to find words. Every second is a different feeling, the sense of, of having a responsibility, right? At the one moment, it is anguish. In the next moment, it's happiness. In the next moment, is sadness. In the next moment, is anger. In the next moment, is wanting to fulfill oneself because something is lacking. In the next moment, whatever, it's, it's a turmoil of sensations and feelings. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, well, that's what it is there then, so to say.
Mhm.
I'm not disagreeing. That's just simply then what seems to be happening there.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm not saying it's wrong or right, or that's just whatever seems to be happening then, as far as
Yes.
There is in a way this, but Tony, first of all, you, sweetheart, what do you want to say?
I just want to say that feeling separate may be or must be related with the feeling of something missing. But
how does
really,
that feel? How do you feel that something is missing? Is it
well,
not just
no,
a thought saying there's something missing? How does it feel?
it's not any one feeling. It's the sensation or the feeling or thought, or I don't know what it is, but it's not separated.
But do
Even
you
the thought,
feel,
even the thought that you are separated is not separated, because the anguish and the happiness and the whatever is all there is, and is whole and is complete. It's not, there's no separation.
yes,
It is a thought, but everything is a thought. Is not escape.
but
But
how does it feel, Tony, to have something then? Tell me,
repeat, please.
how does it feel to have something? Because you say it's feeling like you don't have something, but tell me, how does it feel to have something?
I have said to have something.
Well, you said it feels like that something is missing. So something is, how does the absence of that feeling feels? How does it feel to have something then? To feel completeness? Is that the so-called feeling?
Well, I would say that is an obviousness or so evident for nobody, if you want to say it for nobody, that this is complete and the other is not separation. Separation is really a thought. Is a thought, separation. But this is not separation because it's whole and complete for no one.
Yeah, I know.
Are words, of course, but it's the only thing that we have. No, there's no separation. How does it feel? Feeling separated? Well,
Tell me.
I don't know, but it's not separation because there are not two. Is this, everything, everything. Words are words, but we don't have anything else than words. And saying that everything is not separated because everything all encompasses is, and there's anything out of this. And because it's so important when you say that this is everything, because saying this is everything all encompasses, no? If we say this is something or a lot of little things or big things, doesn't work. But everything, there's nothing missing. But when you say that this is everything, you must say and nothing, because if you say only everything is fixed, graspable, and saying everything and nothing.
But what is there to be everything already?
Already,
what
always already.
Is there something which can be everything?
This is everything.
It's just another story.
Words are a story, Sander.
Yes, which is just, saying that it's a story is just another story, or saying words are words. I mean, you cannot get anywhere.
Exactly, absolutely.
It's just go around. I mean,
well, we have to invent another way, but for the moment, we only have words. And words can create this magic and this sensation that you are not understanding, but it's not needed. Because all there is this, without nobody understanding. It's not needed. There's nobody to understand or not to understand. There's only this. And that's nothing, absolutely nothing. Not graspable because it's nothing, being everything. Just words, but please tell me another word that works better than these words. I have
for me, it doesn't matter. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it bullshit. Or for me, it's all blah, blah, blah. I mean,
may I say something, sweethearts, while listening to this beautiful blah, blah? What's coming up here is just like this. Here, there is this is not about something. So this is not about something. This is just like the directness of speaking, sitting, sensations, body moving. Maybe with the reference point, like it's happening to me and my life, or without. Very simple, very direct. And and this is like, I never speak about something like talking about the booming aliveness. It's nothing you can get, nothing you can lose. You are the booming aliveness already, no escape. And this implies everything. Every thought, every idea, every movement, sensation, stillness, nothingness, call it whatever you like.
Yes.
Yeah, this is here just how I would express
But who is there to be the booming aliveness, sweetheart?
just booming aliveness. And of course, I can say I am booming aliveness. It's the same for me. There is no difference. Yeah. So for me, it's not about the words. It's yeah, and to your back, Tony, to what you said. I love that. It's yeah, this sense of separation when we stick to this explanation, which is used very often. It's in a way like Garrett, referring to you also, the sense of separation. There is the sense of a lack. Something is missing.
Yeah.
I can get no satisfaction, but I try and I try and I try and I try.
So, but
and for me, this is a game.
there can be a sensation, and that sensation can be labeled the sensation of that there is something is missing.
Exactly.
But that labeling is just a self-referential loop, claiming that sensation to be something or to be nothing, or to be the sense of lack.
I cannot follow you, sweetheart.
saying
For
that?
me, it's simply it.
Well,
For me,
I
it's
mean, let's say there's a sensation, you know.
feeling a sense of a lack. So
Oh,
something is wrong
call
here.
call it something in the chest or whatever, or
Okay.
no. How does it feel to miss something? This is just all bullshit. There's no feeling of missing something. There's just thoughts claiming that there's something lacking. There's no goddamn feeling of having something or not. It's just a thought suggesting that there's something which is missing. There's nothing more to it. It's just a goddamn story the whole time.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
is no
there is a
actual
thought.
feeling of
There is a thought.
something missing or not.
But well, what does it mean, sweetheart? A feeling of something missing. What does it even mean?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to figure out because there's no such feeling. It's not what is the feeling. There's no such feeling. There's just a suggestion that this is
Okay,
what is going on.
sweetheart,
Something is
just a
missing.
sec, just a sec. It's maybe too high for me. But what is wrong with no matter what kind of
Oh, there's
idea,
nothing wrong.
beliefs that no,
This is
no
not
matter
about
what,
wrongness.
no matter what kind of ideas, beliefs. Now Rosa claiming something is missing. I feel bad or
Oh, nothing
sad.
wrong,
So
sweetheart.
no,
Nothing.
exactly. So in the directness, what is exactly this thought, this belief, this feeling, no matter how I call it, that's it. There's
Oh, yeah, of
nothing
course.
wrong with this and nothing right. It's just
No,
what is.
I'm
No
not
need.
saying.
Exactly. No, I'm just expressing. No, for me, here is simply no need to go deeper, to dive deeper, to feel more the sadness or the gladness, to, I don't know, it's just happening by itself. Whatever is happening. And yeah, I call it enjoying myself.
But what is there to be happening by itself? It's just another bullshit story.
Yeah, it's an expression. I'm just expressing here. I'm talking.
So there
I'm
is
blabbering.
something else which is happening by itself. Tell me.
It's just
This. What's
there is
this?
no this. There is no this.
Exactly. Yes.
There is no this. There is
No.
just blabbering, sharing.
Exactly. So that's what I wanted to point out, so to say. There's no actual feeling of separation. There may be a suggestion or words or whatever you want to call it, thoughts, which is just another so-called thought that there is something lacking, that so-called sensation is the sensation of lack. And that is just innocently playing out. There's no you in between any so-called feeling or lack or the absence of lack, making the lack worse or seeing the lack as a separated you outside of this. So that's why the question was, and I wanted to ask Logan also, but he turned his camera off. If there is an actual feeling
There he
separate.
is.
Logan, is there an actual feeling of being there? How does it feel? Tell me.
Yeah, I've been looking for that as you've been asking, and I can't find anything besides a
Exactly.
story. Yeah.
But there is the story. I disagree. I'm here. Full on. I am here. Of course I am.
Well, I'm not saying you are not, but that's just, that's just what seemed to be suggested. Yes, you
Yeah.
are here. There's nothing more to it. I'm not saying it's wrong. So here there was never, like I said, there's never a sensation of being here or not being here or being separate or having a life, nor a feeling of being whole either. There, the so-called story I'm here doesn't even play. There's no so-called storytelling while you're here, you're sitting on a couch, yabbity dabbity do. No.
Yeah,
So
buddy
there's
buddy
just
do.
an interest.
Yeah, so
We,
sweetheart,
we
I
can
can
say
say
an
this.
interest arising. Tell me, please tell me, how does it feel? Because some seem to say, claim, suggest that they feel separate. Well, how does it feel?
Sander, when you were 15 years old, you began to like, I don't know, a woman or whatever, a companion, a partner. There was no separate me.
No, no, I
You
never
never
had a
went.
feeling of a me or of a no me, nor a feeling of separated or having anything,
How
including
do
a
you know,
wife or a
sweetheart? How do
body
you
or
know?
whatever.
How do you know?
Well, that feeling was just simply not there. I never felt, I don't feel I'm here, nor that I'm
But
not
but
here.
but how do you know? How can you know when you don't know how it is to be here?
I
To to
said,
to say,
I tell you, I don't know because that's not the case. I'm telling you, that's what I'm trying to say the whole time. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Tell me.
I find it
I want to
very
know for you
interesting.
because you seem to claim that you are there. Please tell me how it feels, how it is, because that is not the case here. And it was never the case. So
Yes,
here there's
here,
an interest because there seem to be people claiming that they are here, that they have a life. So please share because I want to know how that is then.
yeah, it's beautiful, sweetheart. Yeah, I feel for me
So tell me, and
there
I'm
is
not saying
no.
it's wrong. It's
Yeah,
nothing
yeah, I know,
special. I
I know,
mean,
I know, I know, I know. It just it's just blah blah.
yeah, tell me. I mean, if it's blah blah, then it's blah blah. I have no goddamn clue how to express
I
because
told you,
feeling is
sweetheart. I
never
told
there.
you how this is here. I just shared. If someone else wants to share,
So
no, it's very it's funny this and it's interesting because here happens or has happened always something very similar, no? Not being not me, but also what is me, yeah? And the trying to feel this me or trying no this question from Sander. Well, there's a me. Look, feel, try, so intimate, so deep, and there's nothing. There's nothing. It's not. You are not finding anything. No, there's not. There's not a me, but something going on. No, a character, preferences, abilities. But this is not a me. Or yes, or let's call this a me, but it's not really.
Logan, you want to add something to this?
hard to know what to say. I mean, there's certainly a story of a me that is undeniable for me anyway. um, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say a sensation is anything or implying anything or.
Yes.
Tony Parsons used to say that you might have had a glimpse. Glimpse. Have you heard that expression? Having a glimpse.
Yeah, many people seem to suggest all types of things, that have a glimpse, that some seem to say that they saw God, they saw Maria crying, they
And
saw
especially
an
here also,
alien.
especially with psychedelics, I've never did this, but with psychedelics, there is, as I heard, like really like this, that there is no me. Like really, you can take it and then it's very obvious if you go through the trip in a way that there is really no position here. It's just whatever. But yeah, but for me, it's yeah. I just wanted to add this to it, to the
Yeah.
glimpses.
Having a glimpse. I wonder, is that the same as what Jim was saying, that when he was on the bus sometime in America and things changed quite a bit? Jim may comment about that.
Well, it's hard to know, Garrett. I mean, what is meant with these so-called glimpses and shifts and all those types of things. Things may seem different, maybe from one day to another or slowly over time. There's nothing more to it. And writing a whole book about shifts and how some can have them and how no one can have them. I mean, it's all just beautiful until it's not interested anymore. And there may be an idea that Mr. Tony Parson, that he's the one who knows until the belief that he knows stops. I'm not saying he's lying. I'm not saying he's telling the truth. It's just simply what's coming out there, talking about a walk in a park. And you can walk 1,000 times in that same park and maybe it will happen or not. Maybe there's a trying to walk the same route as Mr. Tony Parson in the hope that you also can write a book and become one of the non-duality party poopers. I mean, come on. It's just, there's nothing wrong with Tony Parson, don't get me wrong, but it's such a bullshit. Come
Garrett
on,
is
Garrett.
smiling. Garrett is
You're
smiling.
not,
I love
I mean,
it.
as far as it seems, you're not less than Mr. Parson himself.
I was reminded of what our friend Jim said about being on the bus in America. He may like to remind us about it.
Yeah, but it's the same with Jim. For all you know, he maybe beats his wife. There's no way
Sorry,
of knowing
guys,
what.
can you tell me the story with Jim? I don't know the story. What is this? Which Jim? This Jim here in the Zoom or?
Yeah, our friend Jim Rich here.
Ah, Rich, are you right? Ah, in the bus, yes. Jim, you told us in the bus, right? Yeah. I was thinking you were talking about Jim. How is
Oh, the other
he
Jim.
called? How is
Newman.
that? Newman.
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 Yeah, I thought so.
Sorry,
also.
are you guys talking about me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
No,
was
there
all-
is no you.
Who else?
I'd like to go back to what you first talked about, the feelings. I'd like to
Well,
go back
okay.
there, please.
Okay,
You're
Jim,
you're
let me
claiming
ask you this.
you're
Jim,
claiming that you've never had any feelings.
no, I'm not saying no feeling of a me or a feeling of separation. Yes, correct.
For you, for you, for
Well,
you.
those feelings doesn't seem to play here. Yes, you can call it you or you can call it Sander, whatever you want.
Well, for me, this is because of therapy. You have to work with feelings by using feelings words. Words like anger, fear, sadness, joy, uh, any kind of feeling word So if you want, if that's how I would do it, I mean, the way I would talk about it in my own personal experiences, when there's a me here, or I would call it an ego,
Mm.
a self, a false self. It feels sucky. It feels lousy. It feels frightening. It feels boring and disturbing. It feels unhappy. It feels.
Wait,
It
how
just
does
feels
unhappy
lousy.
feels? How does
Huh?
unhappy feels? Tell me. How does unhappy feel? Tell me.
Well, might be sad. Might want to weep. Might
No, no. You're
I
giving
might want to weep.
explanations. How
Huh?
does sadness feel? Tell me. You're just
Well,
telling more stories.
okay, no, I'm using feelings words. If you
How
want
can he
to
put
ask
feelings?
me personally what sadness feels like to me, it feels sad. I don't know. It feels depressing.
But how does it feel?
It feels frightening. I'm saying
How,
it.
how does
These,
frightened feel? Tell me.
I'm saying it right now with these words. That's
Yeah,
as
but
close
just
as I
another
can come with
story.
these words. There's also a place that I would have to go to where I have to tell you I don't know. I don't have any words.
Good.
So it depends on the perspective. If I'm talking about my experiences, I can use words, but there's a place where there's no words. There's a place called silence.
Oh, where is that place then? Is it somewhere hidden? Somewhere else? What's so good about silence? Is silence better than words?
By the way, it's quite noisy over there, Jim.
Is this better than words? Jim, silence. Is it better? Okay, we got the silent treatment.
Because you are asking the question, Sander, sorry, but you are asking for someone to explain with words feelings. It's impossible.
Well, but
how
that's the
can you
whole point. That's
describe
the
a
whole point.
feeling? A feeling is like this, it's red, it's green, it's small, it's big. There are no words to describe feelings. It's another
Well,
sector.
exactly. Well, there's just words. I mean, there's just a self-referential loop. It's not that there aren't the describing. There's nothing more than the describing.
Yeah, of
Yeah, but
course.
there is, you say there is not the raw feeling, sensation,
No.
sensation. You don't feel a sensation.
Well, there
If
is
you
a thought
clap your
saying that
face, you don't.
there is something happening. There's nothing more to it. There may be a sensation, but tell me,
Yeah,
how is the sensation of feeling separate? Tell
it's a
me.
sensation.
I'm not talking
You
about.
No.
cannot. Now you
Okay.
changed, okay? Because first you asked to explain with words the feeling. It's impossible. You cannot describe a feeling with words. It's
But you're
like
already
saying
doing it.
what's the smell of the color red?
Exactly.
It's a wrong question. You cannot,
Yeah,
you know,
Giovanni, I agree.
although
Giovanni, I agree. When I speak about sadness, maybe you will see me crying. If I have to explain to you what sadness feels here, it's completely different, maybe with what you would feel with sad. And sad is just a label, which we, in a
yeah,
way,
I got you. Yeah, yeah,
in order to communicate, we agreed on something
yeah.
like, okay, when I see a child suffering, I start to cry. Oh, me too. Okay, this we call sad. Or
You are describing what the sensation is not. You are not describing what is a sensation. It's impossible.
exactly,
The sensation, it's not the crying, it's not the tears, it's not the
exactly.
color, it's not the smell, it's not the words.
Yeah.
I mean, to ask, explain what you are feeling with words, it's,
Yeah, and more words are coming. Words,
yeah.
words, words.
Of
Stories.
course. What else?
And
What
I
else?
mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But okay, Giovanni, do you feel separated from the so-called meeting? Is
No,
there a feeling of separation from this meeting, from the words, from the explanation?
no.
Or is there just thoughts telling you that you are sitting in wherever you are in Brazil and that other people are sitting somewhere else. Is
Yes,
there a feeling separate of the faces on the screen? Do you feel
now you
separate?
use the feeling. How
No,
is the
no or yes?
question?
No or yes? This is a no or yes answer. Is there feeling separate from the screen?
No.
That's it. That's it. That's it, Giovanni. Do
When
you
I am
feel,
not, I am
wait,
everything.
do you feel do you feel complete with the screen? This is a yes or no question.
Yes.
You feel one with the screen?
Not that there is a me that is
No, no, no,
one with
no. No or
something else.
yes. Do you feel one with the screen?
No, your question is wrong, Sander. Sorry. Because if you ask, do you feel one with the screen? You are taking one, the screen, and then you try to glue
Well,
them.
do
That
you feel
doesn't make sense.
complete with whatever is happening? Or is there, you say you don't feel separated, but you said no, I don't feel separated. So I can also ask, do you feel one with the so-called non-separation?
If you, okay, I will make a concession to your words, and the answer is no, I don't feel separate.
Yes, exactly.
This is a lovely word game we're playing here.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely word game going nowhere, running,
Well,
But I
chasing its
like,
own
doesn't
tail,
need to, we don't have
chasing
to
its
go
own
anywhere.
tail forever.
Jim,
but it's a very clever game that Sanders is playing. It's nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
beautiful. I love it.
we don't have
you
to,
could say there's no answer. You could just simply say I don't know, or there's no answer. There really
yeah,
is
that
no
may
answer.
happen. But the funny thing with these meetings is this is already not to go anywhere. This is not to learn
Right.
something or to read something. So this is
It just
free.
it, it just is. It's just like horsing around for a couple hours and then
Yeah, you can call it whatever you want, horsing around, talking, philosophing, whatever, may
whatever
seem.
you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it.
For me, I have no idea. For me, it's okay. Whatever it's been called, it's been called. I don't need to call this anything for already this to be just this, whatever it's called or not called or
It's
anything in
actually nothing.
between.
It's actually nothing, right? It's actually nothing. But that's just a word.
Exactly.
What's deeper than nothing?
What is nothing? Have you ever seen nothing? Tell me, Jim. Have you ever hold nothing, found nothing?
Yes, but I can't explain it.
That's fair enough.
Giovanni?
No, someone is calling me. Just a second.
Yeah, yeah. Sweetheart.
No, but
Gareth, I was wondering if how is it there like when Xander asked the questions? Do you feel one with the screen?
No, I don't. No, no.
Can you explain why?
Yeah, when I go uh, out of the door into the nest room, the wife is, and I don't see the screen. Then it's fine, separate.
Or when you maybe bump with the head again the screen,
Oh
there is an
yes,
apparent boom.
yes,
Me and the screen.
yes. If I bump
So
the,
if we express this correctly, I would say no, me and the mouse. Ouch. At two. Yeah, totally. I'm totally with you, sweetheart. Nevertheless, I don't feel separation, even though it plays out like this. This is just what's coming out here.
yeah. I mean, this is not about that it's better or more beautiful to feel separated or not or whatever. It's already just simply what seems to be happening or not. Feeling separate, having an explanation for how it feels, or having no explanation for how it feels, or not being able to explain how it feels, or anything in between. I mean, this is not about wrong or right. Feeling that you have a life, or claiming that you have a life, or thinking that you have a life, or believing that you have a life, or not, or sometimes, is already just simply whatever seems to be happening, as far as thought seems to suggest that it's really happening or not happening.
In
So
your opinion. In your opinion.
oh yeah, of course. What else? What else, Jim? What else?
And it's also
Well,
so
And,
beautiful
well,
and
how many.
I'd like to hear more about Garth's opinion.
you know, this is, I mean, it's all bullshit. You know, this so-called opinion is not more worth than Garrett's opinion. It's not better. It's not less. If there is really a separated someone like a Garrett.
And it's also so beautiful, like resonating with the teachings of the so-called teachers who really like kind of promise you to free to how is it called in English? Dich zu befreien, like to feel the freedom. This is also possible for you to get free, to get enlightened, whatever this means. Because there is no separation. This is a change of perspective. I can show you how it works. It's so easy. And you're going there, joining the retreats, paying money. Such a beauty. It's so beautiful. And you resonate as long with this bullshit or beauty as you do. And this may simply stop. It's
Well,
so
it's a good thing that so-called gurus also die, so we can be free of the bullshit.
exactly.
I noticed the popular speakers these days are coming in twos. When they have their retreats, they're two at a time speakers.
So it's not so boring.
Twice the twice of the greatness of it.
Yeah. Well, Garrett, for me, it's just a show. It's just a performance. It's a show. You pay for the show, baby. You want to be entertained. It's just for your bloody entertainment, sweetheart.
Do they realize that they are?
Of course not. Of course not. This is live performing.
Yes.
Who can realize this? Who can realize this? It's just, the unique expression in full perfection, and you can label it whatever you want. It's so beautiful.
Yes.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when your mother or father was saying you have to love yourself more, was there never the so-called question arising, to who other are you talking? Who is able to love me more? You have to just love yourself more. Who's able to do that? Tell me. Who is there to love you more? About who they are talking. Who are they referring to when they say you have to be yourself?
Sweetheart, may I?
Oh yeah.
My mother never said this to me, but I know it's popping up what she said to me. When I was in the puberty, I remember I, in a way, was not so happy and tried to compensate my unhappiness with eating. I used to bake cakes, like yummy cakes, and then I ate a lot. And she was like, "Oh, sweetheart, watch out because you're gaining weight and then you're not so beautiful anymore."
Oh my God, Rosa.
I love it. And
Do
I
you
was like,
know that?
oh,
Do you know that show Big Brother in the TV? Have you seen?
I've heard it, but
It,
never watched it.
sometimes I watch it, and it's so funny when someone says, "I'm being myself." I'm very genuine because I am being myself. And I ask him, who is being, there are two of them.
Yeah.
One is being the other. So he says, I am being myself.
Who is there to be this, more this? Who is there to be
Yeah.
more this than this already?
Already.
Logan, tell me, who is there to be more loving? Who's able to do such a thing, to become more this?
I mean, it seems like in the story, people change sometimes.
Well, it's funny, when I hear people say, but sorry, I don't want to get too direct, but when people say in the story, is there in the story an out of story, or is that just another story that there's an in story which you can leave?
Yeah, it's
Is
just a
that,
story.
but
But without stories, you don't have much to talk about. So
Yeah, I
no,
agree. Just a
but
story.
yeah, but go ahead. In the story, there seems to be.
yeah, so there's a story of people changing, I guess is just maybe a slightly more accurate way to put it.
Logan, why are you saying, I'm curious, why are you saying in this, what did you say? Sorry, there are people are changing in the story, but I would simply say, well, uh, looking 10 years back, here Rosa changed. Yeah, definitely, I will say so. So, but I wouldn't go and say, like, in the story, I changed.
Oh no, but wait a minute. 10 years ago, it was not Rosa.
No? Well, I
No.
was listening when someone called Rosa, I was like, here I am.
Oh yeah, that's a conditioned reaction, but Rosa is not the same Rosa in the next second. There is no a Rosa that goes on from 1 minute to the other minute.
No.
It doesn't happen. Much the last 10 years ago. That's a base. That's
Well, this is interesting, sweetheart.
Well, there's
Um,
what he is saying, Giovanni is saying, if I may use his word, there's no solidity in Rosa to begin with already. There never was a solid Rosa.
there
Not
never was an
solidity, not
entity called
continuity.
Rosa. There
So,
never was an entity called Rosa.
no. Well, I mean, an entity or a being or whatever. I mean, there
Yeah.
was, and there is and there isn't, both and neither, I would say.
exactly.
I'm not the one flipping coins from there's no Rosa.
Exactly. This is
There's
for
just
me
what
very
seems to
important,
be.
yes, sweetheart.
But I get you, Giovanni, but there are many so-called speakers flipping coins from this is not real, it's all a dream.
I don't
All
know
an
about
illusion.
speakers, Sander. Sorry, I don't know about speakers. I know only about what's happening here right now. And I know that Giovanni from a minute ago is not the same Giovanni that is speaking now. Because there is no such entity, there is no such unity, there is no such unchanging center called Giovanni. There is not a separate something that could be the same
Okay.
as 10 years
Okay,
ago.
Giovanni, here is the idea that there is a Rosa, a body-mind complex with a beautiful story, which is playing out, and I'm enjoying the story. But yeah,
Now there
what to
are two
say?
roses. Now there are
No,
two
there is
roses.
Rosa. There are no two Rosas. There is
There
a
is
Rosa,
someone who
full
is
on.
recognized.
What?
There is a Rosa recognizing a
A
Rosa.
Rosa sharing. Exactly this Rosa is sharing.
And
Sharing
you
a
are saying that,
beautiful, yeah. And I'm not going
yeah,
to deny it.
Are you saying that Giovanni, when you say there's a Rosa recognizing, are you referring to the so-called observer, which is already not something which is separate, so to say? Which some may claim that is what you really are, the so-called observer of this, and that's what you are. Are you pointing in that direction?
I'm not sure if I get your words, but there is the story, and within that story, we tell ourselves that we were the same as we were 10 years ago. Just doesn't make sense. I mean, even the cells of the skin, of the blood, of the tissues of the muscles have died and changed. What remained from Rosa from 10 years ago? What remained from Giovanni from 20 years ago?
Wait. Now you're claiming that the so-called physical structure is Rosa, and that is not staying the same because the cells are dying. I don't see that way. Sorry. I
What
know
do you
what
see
you're
as
pointing
Rosa?
to. I know what you're
do you
pointing.
see? What do you see as Rosa?
I don't see anything as Rosa. Sorry.
Oh, come on, sweetheart.
No.
Don't make me a ghost.
I don't see
We are
anything.
making it disappear, Rosa.
I don't see anything
I want
particular
to be
as Rosa.
here, sweetheart. I want to be fully recognized here in my whole booming beauty. Okay.
We will not,
Well,
we will not allow.
I can say there's maybe a so-called, now we go again, thought stream saying that the so-called image on the screen that can be Rosa, but there's nothing more to it. It's just a story that, it's just going on its own. Thoughts suggesting that the character in the right corner is Giovanni and the character in the left corner, but that's just as far as it seems. As far as thoughts are suggesting are the characters, but there's nothing more to it. And the so-called suggesting that there are characters is already not separated from this. It is this. The so-called suggesting that there are different characters is already not separated. Not the suggesting is separated from the so-called characters.
I bet that Garrett is confused now.
Yes,
Sweetheart, Garrett?
No, sorry. I want to go back to the same. I want to annoy Rosa.
Come on, Giovanni.
When you were born, let's say 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years old, right?
Okay.
Would you say that there was an entity there, a Rosa there, that is the same as the Rosa that is speaking here now?
So looking back, there is a memory now popping up. And I don't even know if I can remember how it was being 4 years old.
Well, let me help you, Rosa. There is no one here experiencing his birth. No one has experienced his or her birth. This just simply started playing, so to say. And, there was no one experiencing going out of a mother, getting born. Suddenly, this started to play, and even that's just another story. The only way you know you are born, so to say, is because your mother or your father told you that that little baby was born, that was you. There's
They
no
showed me
experience of birth.
pictures. They showed me pictures and they were lying to me.
No, I'm not saying they're lying, but there's no experience of birth. Suddenly, there was just simply this, and there was not something before like darkness or nothingness. There was not even nothing. People seem to say that there was nothing before. Now here there was not even nothing before, not even darkness. Suddenly there was just this, suddenly, and there's nothing more to it. And probably
let me say something to this. So I cannot see a start and an end. I cannot also see that this year is going to end.
Well, luckily, Rosa, as far as it seems, this shit will end. I'm telling you, as far as it seems, this shit will end. And you have to
I
be
love
glad.
this shit, man. Come on.
So you don't come back as a Dutch guy instead of a German lady. It's going to be terrible. I mean, you have to be glad that this shit is going to stop at one point.
Okay, but not for me. It's not stopping for me.
But it never started for you already.
Exactly. This is what I wanted to say.
Waiting for whom this
is what I wanted to say. Ah! Stop. This is what I wanted to express. For me, it's so simple. It's simply what it is. No matter what you claim this to be. And I don't give a shit if you claim it a dream, a story, an illusion, a me or a no me. Yes. Totally. There is zero interest, and I have no idea why I'm in a way doing this whole thing, totally resonating with your bullshit, sweetheart, posting your beautiful landscape movies. I just love it. And this I call enjoying myself. Point. I made a point now. I made a pointless point.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And this doesn't need to change.
No, but it will, maybe.
So as far as it seems, this will end. It never started there was no separated someone for whom this life started or for whom this will end. But it doesn't mean that as far as it seems, this, you can call it life or energy or whatever you want to call it, just simply stops.
Yeah.
For no one. It doesn't start for anyone. As far as it
seems. Stops or changes, we don't know.
Or changes, I don't know. And to be honest, here there is no caring about if it continues or not or whatever. Heaven, no heaven, virgins, no virgins. I mean, whatever.
Angels, devils, hell.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with believing that this will continue. Thinking that this will continue into the next life and the next life and the next life, and thinking that maybe 10 lives from now you finally got it. It's already this. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Exactly. This I mean, it's so beautiful. No matter what idea. Beautiful. Nothing needs to change. And
there's nothing wrong with thinking or claiming that you are God, that you are God. Thinking God may
God Almighty.
God Almighty, Patricia, please, are you God?
Oh.
Are you the one and only God? Are you laughing now?
Yeah, she is. She's cracking up.
No.
Well, I've had problems with the internet, so I've had to come on my phone, and I've been faffing about here while you've been having that big discussion, so it's quite funny.
It's so beautiful. It's, and I mean, anything may happen, discussing, agreeing, not agreeing, saying the opposite.
Sweetheart, you know what I noticed here? That I love when someone is in a way trying to make a point or involving me into this and making a discussion out of this, because he thinks that I'm interested in this discussion. I always tend to say to disagree. The first reaction is always no. I love it.
Yeah. It's really interesting when we see that it's just one movement, right? That changes. It's always changing, and it will end or it will change. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And it's so universal. I mean, it's so impersonal. It's so amazing. And then we think about being born and death. I think death is a very interesting issue because 99.9999% of the people in this planet are afraid of dying.
Oh, do you think so? Do you think that they're afraid of dying? I guess they're afraid that this thing is going to continue endlessly. I guess this is the fucking fear.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Yeah,
that there's no end of this misery or so-called whatever.
Exactly. So I love to say there is only the shit show. That's it. Boom.
But I get you, Giovanni. But also, what Rosa is saying, it's not so much, there can be a fear of death, but there can also be the fear that it will never end.
Yeah, that is the fear for me. Yeah. It gets to a point that you've had enough.
Yeah, exactly. I had enough a long time ago. It's all the same. It's all the same.
That's why I said 99.9999.
Ah,
I didn't say 100.
Giovanni, you're so smart, sweetheart. I love it.
Tell me, it's always just this, Garrett, right? It's always just simply whatever seems to be happening endlessly, as far as it seems.
Always here,
Well,
no other.
the popular speakers say that there's no time.
Well, I say there's just time. That's already time. Tick tock, tick tock. I mean, come on, Oh, there's not. It sounds. This is funny things you say when a birthday party is getting boring. You say, "Well, there's no time, you guys," and then you sit and you look. I mean, come on. Does it matter if there is time or not? Who cares?
Well, wait, sweetheart. Let Garrett make the point. So, Garrett, please continue your sentence.
Before I won't be here next week, I don't think. But apart from that, yeah, I won't be here next week. But continuing with the time thing, how did I manage to watch in the concert Bob Dylan 40 years ago, and next week I may go and see him again?
Oh, you're going to what? To Bob Dylan? He's
Yeah.
dead.
Great,
What?
Huh?
great,
What did you say?
great, great. Garrett, great. You're
Yeah.
going to Bob Dylan.
Yeah, it's all been well, but there must be continuity from 40 years ago to next week.
Who is saying that?
Me. I could turn up the volume a little bit. Yeah.
No, but I understand. But who? I mean, who knows that there's continuity?
Well, I don't know that there's no continuity, but
Beautiful, Garrett, beautiful.
or as Emerson may say, between.
What is between continuity and not continuity?
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell me what is in between. Just more ideas and thoughts.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, this is
The
just
thought that
another
there's no,
thought.
the thought that there's nothing in between. And I get it, Garrett, about time. But to be honest, does it really matter if there is time or not? Does it change if there is time or not standing at the concert of Bob Dylan? What the fuck does it means if there is time or not standing there and enjoying the music? Is there any worrying about if there's time or not?
Oh no worrying about it. No.
Is it important if there's time or not right now?
Not right now, but in next week, we all got to turn up.
Is there a right now? Where is it?
Well, I'm limited to what I can say now, but next week I could say some more.
I love you, Garrett. You're such a sweet guy.
It restricted now, but not next week. It will continue or.
So next week, this time, which is not existing, you are going to Bob Dylan.
Is he still alive? This is much more important to know.
No,
Well,
he's
he
dead.
is now,
He's
but
playing.
maybe not week. He's 83, so maybe next week you never know what happens. But getting quite old now.
Yeah. Are you taking Mrs. with you, Garrett?
Yes,
Beautiful.
yes.
Wow, love it.
That's a real. And 40 years ago, you went also with the Missus?
No, I never seen the wife 40 years ago.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I hope you joined the week after so you can tell how it was.
Yes, that's right. Everything in time will come out.
That's already time. That saying
Continuity,
everything
yes.
in time will come out is already time. What else? TikTok? TikTok?
For
Uh-oh.
for appearance to happen, there must be time and space. Without time and space, there is no appearance.
Well, I would say, Giovanni, my friend, that there is just time and space and nothing else. There's no
I
one
would
in
say I don't
time,
agree.
no one in space. There's just time and space. And there isn't even a thing called time and space.
So you're
No, there is
excluding the appearance.
There is no such thing as time and space.
Exactly.
At the very appearance is already time and space. The whole set, right? Time, space, and appearance. If you take away one, all the three disappear. Would disappear.
Logan, are you agreeing, my friend, there? Are the wheels turning?
I guess he's not listening anymore.
Right when you asked the question, I had stopped listening.
I was right. Cool, Logan. Same here. You know, when it gets complicated, I just simply shut here.
No,
Okay.
but it's beautiful, you know, the ideas, beliefs, if there is time or not, claiming there's time or not, thinking there's time or not, suggesting there's time or not, writing a PhD about time,
Oh no,
absence
come
of
on.
time. I mean, it's already
Yes.
just this. Here it's not so much if there is time or no time or whatever. All those so-called questions seems just not interested anymore, so to say. It doesn't mean, you know, there can be this need to find out if there is time or not until it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Here's
The
simply the
same
need
with
to
if this
stop.
is real or not. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly. I was very curious about this beautiful non-dual blah blah. No time, no space, real, unreal, real and real appearances. And then it was very entertaining until it wasn't. It was of non-interest anymore.
The same about separation, you know.
yes.
Yeah.
But really, when you think about what separation is, you found anything. You have no words to describe separation because there's not separation. No, what is? But
Oh, you can go and describe sweetheart. You can
instead
say
of
here, this is separate from this. You
Yeah,
can
but
go.
that itself, sweetheart,
what?
describing separation is already not separated from something
Yes,
else.
yes,
Yeah, but this is just another idea and
yeah,
thought. Come
yes.
on. So,
Yeah, but so what? So it doesn't
yeah.
matter. There is separation and there's no separation at the same time, both and neither. I mean,
Both and neither, absolutely. And
so
we don't know
if I,
what is. But yes, we do know what feelings are. We know what sadness is and what joy is.
well, there's a sensation
Separation,
which
I
is
don't
called
know, but
sadness.
I know what feelings are and what colors are.
But
The
but
red, the blue, and the sadness, the joy. No?
well, Tony, I have no goddamn idea what sadness is. So there seems to be a sensation which is labeled sadness, but there is no actual knowing of anything as in actuality. Who would be there to know what this is, which
No,
what
there's
sadness
nobody
is?
knowing. No, of course, there's nobody knowing. There's sadness
At the
and
same time, there seems to be an
happiness.
explanation about sadness, what sadness is, but there's
There's
no
not,
actual knowing.
nobody is going to explain what is sadness. It's sadness. We have
Well,
been told
the,
sadness, happiness, blue, green, it's just this, nothing else.
well, the explanation is already just simply this.
Oh, yes. Sometimes there's explanation, sometimes there's not.
So, and so this calling a certain sensation sadness or happiness is already innocent. There's no one doing the labeling of any so-called feeling. Calling a certain sensation in your left toe pain or in your heart area something else, love or anxiety, is already innocently this.
Yes. Yes.
It's just going on its own, naming, labeling, and even
That's
that,
only
I mean, who
innocent.
knows that?
Or
So, I mean,
So Sweetheart, are we finding here an agreement?
Yes,
Wait, all of us can agree on?
just innocence. Empty innocence.
No, you are all God. How does it feel when you're God? Does it change anything when you believe that you are God? Tell me.
I don't know.
No,
never
it
sure
doesn't
this.
change.
But you are God, Giovanni.
Okay, doesn't make any difference.
No, exactly. You cannot buy a hamburger at the McDonald's by saying I'm God.
Oh, give it a try and
They
report
probably kick her out. Well, I'm God. Give me a goddamn hamburger.
for free. The game is to get it for free, sweetheart,
I
without
mean,
paying because you are
I mean,
God.
yes, this is just pointing that thinking that you are God, or thinking that you are awareness, or believing that you are awareness, or believing that you are prior to awareness, or that you are life itself doesn't change anything. It's already just simply this. You cannot go anywhere with these types of ideas or belief. And believing that you are awareness and that there's just awareness is this already. So now what?
Nothing.
Nothing, and not even nothing. There's just something else, which is called nothing. There isn't a nothing. Tell me, we got the all got nothing again. You ever?
No, come on. Now it's 9:30. It's time for Rosie to jump to boom into bed. Come on. Don't start again with number one.
I'm just yanking your tail.
If we grab anything, it's getting stuck. And that is already this already.
Yes,
Yeah.
beautiful, Giovanni. Yes. And there's no.
Sometimes
Go ahead.
sometimes we want to get stuck with an idea, hold on to an idea, and defend an idea. It's already this.
Yes. And I can tell you, it's hard to keep, to hold the belief that you are God for a length of time. There's no ability to hold the belief that you are God for the rest of your so-called life. It's impossible. Try to hold on to a belief. There's no you able to hold on to this. There's no
All right.
you able to hold on to anything. It's simply not possible. You can bullshit yourself by saying you are awareness and there's just this, but this eventually is unholdable. It's not doable. Tell me, how are you going to do that? How you are going to stay with
But
the
you see,
belief or the
sweetheart,
idea that there's just this or that
but
you are
sweetheart,
God?
there is in a way also kind of no bullshitting yourself already. You can say you're bullshitting yourself, but at the same time, it's not. It's not.
Oh, of course not. No, it's hard to bullshit yourself. Tell me, who's going to bullshit him or herself?
Yeah, it plays freely. It's so beautiful. I
I've been
love it.
looking for that other self, but I never found it. Where? Where's that other one then? Who's going to able to bullshit this or to hold this? I never found any door to go into this, to go out to this. I never saw any handles here to hold this. I never was able to hold a belief. How in the hell can you hold a belief? Tell me.
I cannot help not finding interesting, Sander, that you were like this ever before.
Yeah, it's a
With
mess.
10, 12, 15, 18 years old, and you did not feel separate.
Well, when I came in touch with non-duality, I was amazed because when I was around that age, what you were saying, I wanted to have a life. I wanted to feel how it was to feel to have a life. I was interested in people claiming that they have a life, and I want them to explain how that would feel because I had no goddamn feeling of having a life or not having a life.
Well,
And
that's it.
when they were saying, I feel like a man, well, I'm not feeling like a man, but I don't feel like a woman either. So is there something wrong here? These things don't arise.
It's interesting. Then Giovanni and also other are also saying, well, it's interesting, the guy who messaged me. And for me, it's nothing special.
No, I
I
found
don't
it
know
more
why,
special
but
that people had a life, Giovanni. I found it
Yeah,
intriguing that people were feeling
yeah.
like a me or feeling like they had a life. I would love to have that feeling around that time. Was God damn, that would be nice, to have such a thing like life.
It's
definitely.
interesting.
So that's also funny when people want to get rid of that so-called feeling, but because there was already no one here able, doing that. It was just simply how it was already. The
So
lack
for
of
you,
feeling here.
there was not a certain moment in the story of Sanders that something changed.
No, let's say there's no memory of such. No, there's no shift or whatever. This never shifted. No.
With me, what happened was I was around 6 years old or seven. I know because I didn't know how to read and write. And I was walking in the street in my town to meet some friends. And suddenly I had to stop because I realized that someone inside me was looking out through these eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. But for me, it was something amazing because I said, how come that I can see through these eyes and I can see all other eyes from outside? How, it, how can I look from behind my eyes and I see all other eyes from outside? Yes, go
Beautiful,
ahead.
Giovanni. While
Yeah.
listening to this, I would say here it's simply just the whole time, since I know myself, whatever this means, it's just switching, not naturally. So there is no importance anymore to this.
Yeah, I found this intriguing, Giovanni, because there was neither a sense of location. There was not the feeling of being here or being in a body or being outside of a body. There was no sense of a being a location.
Interesting.
Of being a location. Come on, here's the
Well,
entrance.
so,
Please come
I'm
in, sit
intrigued when
down.
people seem to experience that they're looking outside.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, today,
looking
yes.
looking that they are located somewhere inside looking outside. So these things were totally amazing for me when people were saying this. I was like, God damn, what the
For
hell is
me
wrong?
too. For me too, sweetheart. I heard it in a teaching.
Funny. Funny that for me it was the other way around exactly. I suddenly realized that I was looking from inside out, from inside through these eyes. Of course, later on I realized it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, maybe things which you don't seem to have are interesting when others seem to have them until it doesn't.
Yeah.
And here again, there is someone who has something. What a beauty, sweetheart. We are just looping around like
Oh yeah,
crazy.
it's all a looping.
It would be nice if the loop would stop, I imagine.
Sorry, if it wouldn't stop.
If
If
it
it's
did
not
stop the loop,
interesting.
I think it might be very nice.
Yeah, Garrett, I'm always wondering like how persistent you are in things to stop or to be different, not so serious, the loop to stop. That this is like in a way so important for you, right?
Yes, it sounds like it, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And here's simply the importance. I can remember that here also was the preference not to suffer, to feel better, and this in a way stopped.
You
It's
say it does stop, did you say?
It stopped. It simply stopped. but ich habe keine Aktien darin. I wasn't the one who made it stop, so to say, you know? It just stopped. So it's what it is. It's a shit show or a joy show. It just, you know, it's just changing.
By itself. There is no way to volitionally trying to change.
Exactly. But it's beautiful, Garrett, because you say it sounds like so. So Rosa was saying it seems like you always want something to stop, and then you said it sounds like that. Yes, that's it already. It sounds like it sounds.
Yes.
It feels like it feels or not. It looks like it looks or not. There's nothing more to it. Yes, it may sound that I want things to stop. There's nothing more to it. That's it already. And there's
Yep.
totally nothing wrong, Garrett. I mean, you know, here there never is a seeing anything wrong with Garrett or with any of the so-called characters on the screen. Never.
Yeah, here too.
No matter what is happening. Sadness, anger, frustration,
Seriousness.
seriousness, defending, not defending,
Yeah,
arguing, not arguing. This is free to be whatever it seems to be.
beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
And it's not in a way just saying this, you know, to make you to in a way confirm you or give
No.
you, you know, it's not like this. No. It's just impossible to just, yeah. For me, I call it's impossible for me the not perfection in what already is.
Yes.
Right.
Beautiful. How can this be wrong when it's already just simply what it is?
Or how can this be right?
Or how can this be right? Yes.
It's the same thing. I mean, it's what it is.
Logan, any words from you, my friend there?
Come on, Logan, let's round it up here. Logan is rounding up the show.
The
I
grand
love it,
conclusion.
Logan.
Huh?
Um, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, it's true.
Whatever this means.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly have the sense sometimes of wishing things were different or better, and that's also
Yeah, that's
nothing
it.
wrong or right with that, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
totally. But
totally.
you know, yeah, wanting this to be something else is already this. I mean, yeah, us thinking that that is wrong or that it needs to change or that it, you know, maybe one day this will stop or if I do the right things, then maybe it will stop.
I
And that
many times have the feeling that I am socially inadequate. I have a certain difficulty to deal with social circumstances, but that's it already.
well, yeah, I don't see it, but yeah.
Oh, there are some strange reactions when I'm booming out in certain situations.
No, but Giovanni, when you claim that you know, but so to say here, it's not seen that way. Sorry, social
No,
inadequate or whatever the hell that means. What does it mean actually? That you don't behave like
well,
others think you should behave, or what?
yeah, maybe something like that. I would have to think about it to find a way to express. But for me, social relationships, life, they are exhausting. I don't feel relaxed. I don't feel replenished with human relations. It sorts of exhausts me.
Yeah.
So probably, I don't know. Yeah. I wasn't like this a few decades ago, but in these days,
Maybe some of the connections will simply stop, innocently so, and new will come, you know? So, and you will simply see, oh, cool, quite easygoing with connecting and, and then very naturally so. Friends come and go. I hope your partner is going to stay, sweetheart.
Yeah. No, she's okay.
No, but thanks for sharing, Giovanni. Yes, beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, and there can be a sense that it's draining, certain so-called
Yeah,
surroundings.
draining.
Yeah,
Draining. That's
that they take energy. That's it.
Mm,
It may seem that some things give energy.
yeah. So
We, we
what?
can, we can say there's just energy. There's no one for whom this energy is draining as a separated you, which is having an amount of energy, and that energy is becoming less. There's just the sense of more energy or less energy, but there's no one separated for who this is draining as a you, for whom
Yeah,
energy
but
is diminishing.
if there is this depletion of energy, what will happen is that I will withdraw, right?
Yeah, but what's
So I
wrong with
will.
that?
Oh, yeah, there is nothing wrong. No.
No, it's natural. It's so natural, when there's a sense of let's call it draining energy, for the sake of communication. So it's so natural that then there is maybe avoiding certain situations, but there's no separated you doing the avoiding. There's just naturally avoiding, like not putting the hand on the stove. There's no one in the body not putting the hand on the stove. There's just naturally a body not putting a hand on the stove, but there's no separated you as a separated doer putting the hand on the stove or not. It's just already naturally this.
But I have gone to pretty extremes with this thing. My social life, it became zero.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it from a lot of people where it completely changed. Completely like from a lot of social contact to zero, and then again an opening and a lot of new friends and a change, which is normal, very natural.
Yeah. I'm just describing something that,
Beautiful,
Yeah.
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 That's all what seems to be happening. Describing. So anyone wants to say a last word? Maybe Giovanni, Patricia, Tony, Rosa, Logan. Anyone wants to? Well, it was a
I
god.
just want to say, I love you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Me too.
Yeah,
I
thank
love
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you to all.
You soon.
Have a
And as I
beautiful.
said, feel free to join if you like Sunday evening, same time here. Just let me know. I can send you the Zoom link, or Zander can send you the Zoom link.
But okay, I will connect with Sanders, then he will tell you.
Okay, I have to say from Bernard. You know Bernard, the
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. How is he?
He's still in the hospital.
Okay. So if you were in touch with him, say much love and
Yeah, I took the opportunity to say much love from everyone,
yeah, beautiful.
Please.
not knowing
Sweetheart.
this was really wanted to be said by anyone else, but it was just an assumption.
No, beautiful.
So yeah, he's going to join when he's feeling, but and he has to go to a recovery house, I think, also sometime.
Mm. Okay.
Okay, sweethearts. Thank you everyone for the sharing, the openness, and whatever it may be called or not.
Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you, Sander.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
sweethearts. Good night
Have a
or
Goodbye.
good
beautiful night,
morning.
day.
Exactly.